purpose of this recording is to go over the steps required to take a new category of courses and turn them into a program complete with a track for enrollment and class instances linked back to these original 3 courses. So, these 3 courses are here. They're filled with wonderful content and they're all in a category, but we're going to we need Ellis to link to these. So the first step is to go over to your program management block, and the first thing that we're going to do is actually create the course descriptions. So I clicked on Manage Course Descriptions, and I'm just going to add a course description. I'm going to call it Course 1. And I'm not going to worry about putting it in as a template course. You could if you wanted to, but if you remember, the idea here is we're just going to link these back to that original Moodle course. Putting a template in here would kind of mean that we could replicate this Moodle course each time we created a class instance, and you would have a new specific Moodle course used. But in this case, I want to link back to that original one, so I'm going to leave that blank. That'll make things a little bit easier down the road. So I've made course 1. Now I just got to do this 2 more times. Now obviously if I was doing this for real, I would have more detailed information, possibly a good course description and information that was actually related to these. And actually I probably wouldn't want to have 3 credits each. That's just what I have in here by default for some reason. So this is just a bare bones program for each one. So now that I've created my 3 course descriptions, let's put them all into a program. So I'm going to go to Manage Programs, and I'm going to create a new program. Just call it Program with 3 Courses. Now if you remembered, I had each course set to 3 credits each, so just to make this all valid, I'm going to make it 9. You have to get 9 credits. Each of the 3 courses should add up to that. And I'll just hit Save Changes. So now that we've created them, let's add in those 3 course descriptions. So I'm going to go click on the Course Descriptions tab right here, and then click on Available to Assign. And they should all be called Course. There they are. I can do this kind of quickly if I just select all 3. And I'm going to hit Add or Assign. Okay, so now if I go to Currently Assigned, we have 3 courses all inside of this new program called 3 Courses. And at this point, if I wanted to, I could play around with the position, or I could assign prereqs and things like that, but I'm just going to leave that alone just for the purposes of this simple demonstration. So the next step is going to be to create the class instances. Now, I'm going to kind of cheat. Well, not really cheat. I'm going to do it a little quicker and use tracks. So I'm going to click on this track button, and I'm going to add a new track. And this is the program that we've created, program with 3 courses. And I'll call this test track of 3. Being very unique with my naming structure. And I'm going to go ahead and create all the class instances so that it'll basically go and look for all 3 of the courses that are in my program, replicate a class instance. So that's done. If I click on my class instances tab. I do have 3 of them. Okay, so the final step is I just need to link them back into that original Moodle course that we wanted to use. So now I need to go to my manage class instances and find those 3 that I just created. There they are. Notice it has NA listed for the Moodle course, so I need to just link it back to that original Moodle course. So I'm going to go to Edit. I can leave everything else alone, but where it says Moodle course, I need to find the right one. And I'm going to link it back to the original course 1. That was the one that was in there, course 1. So there it is. It's linked back to the original. Now I can also do this with my other 3. Course 2. The reason why you see this course 2, number 2, track 1, that's because I did a test earlier. Just trying different things, but I know this is the one that I want. Course 2, it's that original course that was in that category. And the last one, course 3. So now that I've got my class instances correctly set up, linked to the Moodle course where I want my users to go, the last step is to get those users in there. So to do that, there's a couple different ways. We can go back to the track. Remember, the track kind of acts as a collection of the 3 class instances, and most of the time what people are going to do is add it in as a user set. You could also add people directly to it as users, but more often than not you're probably going to be using user sets, so you can click on this user set icon, click on available to assign, and I have a user set currently on my site, and so if I wanted to, I can assign all of these users into the user set. And so now that user set's been assigned to the track, and if I click on my class instances for the track, just to double check, it is all set to auto enroll, so that means that all of those users have now been auto enrolled into the courses themselves. And just to double check, I can go to my classes, my class instances, and look at one of the courses in particular, click on the users, the enrolled users, and I should see students 1 through 10 all in there, ready to go. So again, that's a pretty simple demonstration. I went a little bit quick, but hopefully you can go back and watch it again in parts of how to set up a new program for a set of courses that you wanted to link to directly.